Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to The Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey yo,
What's
up?
How about that? Stole it from you.
Bim.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And I'm with the lovely, the one and only
Hey.
Mohawk Killer.
Not
KG,
anymore.
what up? I know I saw the little change. I'm gonna still give it a slight hawk.
It's a faux.
Slight-
It's a faux.
hawk. The faux hawk. We'll take that.
What's
We'll take
going
that.
on,
What's
peeps?
up?
It's so good to be here. Back in the studio. I missed a week, and boy, did I miss it. Because I missed the knowledge that's dropped every single week at this table.
Come on.
I miss the energy that I'm surrounded with, the entrepreneurs that sit here, that grace this table, that share with us all the ins, the outs, the peaks, the valleys, everything you need to know about starting a business. So, folks, if you are considering starting a business or you already have a business and you're a little sluggish getting into your 2019, this is the podcast to help you push through to differentiate that business plan. Boy, we drop gems in marketing, sales, all sorts of buckets, G.
Yo.
I mean, it's bananas. So again, I'm
Quite.
Kalia Guillory. You can follow me across all social media platforms at KOGpassion.com. And man,
Oh man. We doubling up today though.
we doubling up
Yo,
on that success.
Come on. Well, I mean, why not?
I mean,
and they
listen,
may not understand.
I don't
we,
think so.
We tend to have a little fun. And for those that are tuned in right now, you're watching this via Facebook. Yo, we're only up for the first 15 or so. So make sure you get any questions, comments you've got in for these young gentlemen that are on the show today, or for us here at the Sphere. Make sure you drop those questions, because if not, you've got to go subscribe to get the rest of this. But I'm excited because, hey, we're back in stride again. And I missed you. I missed
back
you
in
last
stride
You better
again.
sing that
Hey.
thing. I missed you last week.
Did you?
And I love Reem, but there's something special about you, KG.
Tell me,
So
G.
when you're in a building, that atmosphere, there's something you usher in that I just want to be a part of. So
I love
wanna
you,
let
bro.
you know directly. I missed you, girl.
I miss you back,
you.
boy. Come on, Love Fest.
Come on, I'm just saying. But we're gonna start it off right.
I mean, as we should.
You want to bring these gentlemen in?
Listen.
Come on.
I've known half of the twins
Yeah.
for quite some years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know at the time that the other half they're pivoting to start up their own staffing solution.
Had no idea.
Had no clue. And then I ran in to the other half of the twin
Yeah.
on Isaiah Factor, and he was dropping gems about you want to get promoted. Well, do you have the skill set to be promoted?
Come on. What's your worth?
What's your worth? What's your value? Are you sharpening those skill sets? Do you have transferable skills?
on,
Are you
personal
just
development.
entitled to what you think is yours just because you punched the clock and you put in some time for 2 or 3 years?
What's necessary?
I'm about to drop some bars, but I'm not going to do it. Because you can double your success if you just sit at the seat sit at the table and listen
Come on.
to the authors, the entrepreneurs. One of them happens to be your frat brother.
Come on.
Both.
Mm.
Both? Double trouble in the
The
building. Oh.
News galore.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, without further ado, let me just go ahead and bring in these brothers, Sterling
Yes.
and Stephen Carter.
What up? What up?
Honored to be here. What's
Thank y'all
going
so
on?
much.
What's
We
going on?
appreciate
Y'all
y'all.
are bringing so much energy.
know,
I,
so
don't
much
know if we
energy.
can
I
even
love it.
stay up on that stage.
Yeah, this is what we do.
I mean, the lights go
real.
on, it's over.
I'm feeling it. It's
Y'all,
energetic in here. It's
We
like
have fun.
powerful. I
If,
love
if,
it.
if you're not having fun delivering content, if you're
Yeah.
not
Why
having
do it?
fun sewing into people,
Exactly.
then your impact ain't really worth it. Right?
That's
It's
so
not. It's
true.
not there.
Speak.
That's
So this
not.
is what we
Speak.
do here.
Exactly.
This is why we built this platform.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm ready to take this journey. We
Okay.
want to make sure that people who are tuned in, they're subscribed, they understand where you all come from.
Absolutely.
I'm talking back through the Army days. I'm talking back through the military times. I'm talking
Sure,
through
sure.
degree after degree, business after business. We want to have those complex and delicate conversations. We want to talk
Okay.
about the trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Then we want to fast forward to the future.
Absolutely.
We want to talk
Excellent.
about what y'all are planning, what empire y'all are building, how y'all are trying to take over the world. Y'all ready to do this?
Let's do
We
it.
are, and we promise to keep it 100 and transparent.
We'll keep it real.
Please do,
We'll
because
keep
we're
it
going to
real.
pull it out of you.
That's all we ask.
That's what we do. That's what we do. So for those that are tuned in right now, you're listening to this on Spotify or you're watching this at home on YouTube, whatever it is, get your digital pass and pens together because we've got a journey to go on with these two entrepreneurs here. So let's hop in this DeLorean. We're going to hit 88 miles an hour. We're going back into time.
Back in the
Talk.
day.
That's what I'm saying. When I was young, I'm not a kid
Hey,
anymore.
but sometimes
Today-
I just wish and said I was
Yo.
a kid again.
It takes you back sometimes,
Listen.
don't it?
That's it.
But taking us back in time, take us back to the infancy, not of the book, Double Your Success, not of the business, the staffing agency, but just talk about the concept of brotherhood
Yeah.
Okay.
for you all and your paths and how you've been aligned. Take us back in time.
Okay. Steven, you want to start?
Yeah, so I think it's interesting. We told our story so many times, and it's interesting that different audiences we get a different a different reply, a different it's interesting. But
Yeah.
as African Americans, our story is probably not different than many African American males, and we had a single mother for most of our life raising us, and we had we saw the struggles of a single mother sacrificing, working multiple jobs, trying to make us feel as though we weren't missing out on anything and having the special things in life that we deserve. But it's interesting when we go in front of different audiences, that story may not be as unique, it may not be as common. It's more unique and more impactful. But we were twins, and we're used to sharing everything. We're the children of sharecroppers, the children of children of sharecroppers.
Speak
from
Come on,
Mississippi,
genealogy.
from Mississippi. Coming from great stock, people that were used to working very hard and having a huge amount of
Absolutely.
work ethic.
Yeah.
Our mother was the first in her family to obtain a college degree. And really instilled upon us the need for education to be primary and in the forefront. And so sacrificed to make sure that would be something that we would continue to do. Our father was in the military. He was an Air Force veteran. So we had that discipline from that standpoint, but he was a Vietnam vet. He came back from Vietnam, suffered from PTSD, we tell this in truth. At that time, I don't know if the VA hospital was as strong as it was now, but a lot of veterans didn't seek services, and so dealing with his PTSD, he self-medicated like a lot of veterans did.
Sure.
And so he passed away when we were younger from alcoholism and sclerosis of the liver. And so our mother was left as a single mother to raise and keep us going forward. And that's the beginning stages of it. But our struggle, brought us to this point. That work ethic, that stick-to-itiveness that we saw in our mother is the same thing that we pattern ourselves after as we go forward.
Absolutely, and Stephen, you hit it on the nose. I think one of the big things that really kept us grounded was our mother. She was our foundation. So she was an educator, and so she always instilled the importance of education in us. And then she was a hard worker, so her work ethics were undeniable. And so between those two things, we knew we had to stay in school, and we knew we had to make sure that we worked hard. And so those two things have been able to really propel us throughout our careers and throughout our lives. And Stephen and I, being twins, we bumped heads many times growing up.
Yes, No.
absolutely.
Sharing that one toy we couldn't get from each other's hands and that kind of thing. We still bump heads to this day.
Yeah.
But, it's been good. It's just we've
Y'all are
gotten
human.
here.
It's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
We tell the story about we were in junior high, right? So we're twins, right? Twin brothers, you fight. Brothers just fight, but twins, I mean, there's another level of fight,
Right, it is.
confrontation.
It is.
And so remember being in junior high, and the story, I don't know what it was about being in junior high, but at our time when you were fighting, you wanted to be in the center of attention, right? So everybody circled the people that were fighting. You know how that when you have a circle of people that are fighting, they're trying to keep you. Well, at this time we were fighting in the lunchroom, the cafeteria, and we stood up on top of the cafeteria table to fight each other. And got called to the principal's office and almost got suspended for fighting each other in school. And so
Y'all couldn't wait
that's
till
the
you got home, huh?
confrontation
Exactly.
is real. But
It's real.
that love and that bond, and we just keep we built this and taking us on. And so then we fast forward to high school, getting ready to go to college. Again, single mother trying to figure out a way for us to get to college. We didn't have the financial means to send 2 kids to college. So it was like, okay, what are your options? Let's try to get a scholarship, maybe military. So we did both.
Yeah.
We did both. So we joined the military, and Army Reserves, and went to signed up with Uncle Sam. And at the same time, we ended up getting full scholarships to go to school too, half academic, half in music. And so it was a blessing. We didn't know that we were going to be blessed with that, but we had that blessing, and we went off. And 2 years into college, we got called up to go serve in the Persian Gulf War.
So we were called up to go to war at 20 years old. We actually turned 21 in the sandbox, as they call it. It was in Desert Storm. We were in Iraq and Saudi Arabia, but it was a great learning tool for us. One thing about war and being in the military, it's either going to make you stronger, or you might just not make it. But it made us stronger. It turned us into leaders. It taught us as discipline. So between those things, it really was helpful and really the trajectory of our lives. We were able to really elevate to the next level. So we were actually pledging at the time when we got called up to go to Desert Storm. So we had to finish our pursuit for KSI and Newpton after we got back from Desert Storm.
Yeah.
But
Hey, it's hard but fair.
it's hard but
Absolutely.
fair. Hard but
Absolutely.
fair.
Things happen, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They over here marketing for Uncle Sam like that.
Listen.
We want to talk about marketing. I know who we can talk about, and that's True Digital Media Consulting. So, you're online right now, and so are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give them a call today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at area code 832-934-4436, or send them an email to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the Sphere to receive a free, yes, we said it, a free 30-minute strategy consultation. So shout out to True Digital Media Consulting. So first and foremost, what an opener. Secondly, thank you for your service. Because that's important to the core of this United States that we live in, right? Diving back into you all as a collective, walk us through this migration into entrepreneurship. Obviously, you've come out of the war. You've got leadership skills. You've got the ladies with K's. I'm just joking. I'm just but you've got these other things. It's cool. It's cool.
Just say it.
You've got options
Yeah.
in
Right.
here. We walk into this entrepreneurial world. What does that look like for you all? Walk us through that path, that journey that y'all are on into entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. So I think both of us had a different path to entrepreneurship. Stephen actually started off in entrepreneurship a lot earlier than I did, but I think it's a progression, right?
Sure.
We both finished up with degrees in two different, completely different career sets or fields. My degree was in physical therapy, so I was in healthcare, and Stephen's degree was in business management, business
Yep,
administration,
Yep,
accounting.
Yep.
And so we just started working in our fields, and just started learning about, what our craft. And what happens, and I think it happens to everyone, is that you get to a point in your life when you realize that what I'm doing is just not enough. It's not fulfilling me.
Come on, speak on it.
So
Yeah.
when you get to that point and you realize that you've reached this glass ceiling that you can't break through
Listen.
because someone is telling you can't get past this glass ceiling because this is as far as you can go, then you really don't have anything left. If you want to reach what God has meant for you, you have to you have to take that leap. And so what Stephen and I both did, and Stephen has a separate story, is that we just decided that I wanted more for myself, and I wanted to give back to my community in a bigger way than what I was doing working just in a hospital.
Love it.
So in 2008, I stepped out on faith and I opened up a physical therapy practice. And we just celebrated 10 years in practice.
Congratulations.
And so
Yeah,
three
that's dope.
office locations, one in Sugar Land, one in Houston, and one in Katy. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And then we eventually ended up opening up several other businesses, and Sterling Staffing Solutions was one of our biggest successes. And
It's a joint venture.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
joint venture, 50-50.
Absolutely.
So I think that's really what took it to the next level.
Yes,
is
absolutely.
having the benefit of both of us collectively together, and we're the yin and yang of the business, and so it works out well.
That's how you double up your success.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Pun
Mother
it,
is so
plug
proud.
intended.
Plug intended. But can you imagine you led off in your opening about your stock? And I want to make sure that you guys got that. He wasn't talking about the NASDAQ. He wasn't talking about the Dow. He was talking about the ancestors, that DNA, that sacrifice that's in your DNA of who you are. And that's what led you guys to where you are in this moment.
That's right.
Right? And I just want to applaud you for sharing that and saying that, because I think that's where we need to start thinking through and paying homage to your mother. Boy, you got an MBA and a doctor in the house. Like,
Yeah. But you know what's important about that? I'm not trying to get
No,
off
you're
subject,
fine.
but what, KG, we were talking about this just earlier, is that what happens if you don't have that person, like our mother, that was a part of our lives, to show, here's what work ethic is, to say, this is why education is important, and to say you have no choice but to not fail, but to succeed, because too many people in front of you, behind you, however you say it, have sacrificed to get you to this point. And so we had a conversation, and we did a presentation at lunch today, and one of the questions that came up was that, where would you be had it not been for your mother, had it not been for that person in your life? And the reality is that people would love to be able to say, I did it all on my own, but that's not the case, right?
Rarely
And
ever is.
the difference between our success right now and being, a scrub, or not being successful, or I don't know, scrub is a bad word, but not being at the level that we're at, is having that person, that mentor, that rock to show you the right way, which is why we are so invested right now on giving back and being a mentor to others, because we want to be the role models for those that don't have, Arnell White, our mother that was there, and don't have other role models that they can look at, and all they see is what they see on TV and hear on the radio or whatever, and that's their role model, that's their definition of success, and in their mind, everything should be instant gratification, and it's not hard work. It's something that we should be able to get overnight, and the reality of what it takes to build something special, and that we have a chapter in our book that says Rome wasn't built in a day, because we talk about how this didn't happen overnight. It may look like it happened overnight. People did just
Let me tell you
tuning
what it
in,
is.
Exactly.
think it happened, but it didn't
You
happen
just
overnight.
showed up. This is what it looked
Right,
like.
right.
Yes, exactly.
Overnight success.
Yeah, no microwave here, kids.
No.
Only the oven. Only the oven.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oven only. So
Absolutely.
we've definitely got to dive into the staffing agency business. We've got to have that conversation. We've
Okay.
got to have a conversation about becoming authors and how that
Yeah,
transpired.
yeah,
but
yeah.
You about to do it, folks.
we can't do it on Facebook. Yo, I love y'all. We support y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting us. But guess what, folks? You've got to go subscribe.
You got to do it.
So head over to sphere.tv/startup masters. We've got some options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeart. We're even in your mama's kitchen. Yo, Rock. We're in her kitchen on that Amazon Alexa. Now, while you're there, make sure you give us some constructive criticism. We want to know how we're doing. Iron sharpens iron. So help us build better content by letting us know how you feel about the content, how you're receiving it. And share this out. Share it with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share it with your loved ones. Share with your haters. Share with anyone you know that needs those entrepreneur gems to help get their business to the next level. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, sow a seed. Head over to sphere.tv/donate. We got a couple of options. You can donate one time on the website, or check this out. We've got Patreon popping. We've got exclusive content that's coming just for you all that subscribe via Patreon. We're talking behind the scenes shots. We're talking about full episodes that you will only get via Patreon. And we're talking about in-show conversations after Facebook ends via our Discord server. So you can have content conversations with the hosts and the guests here live on the show over there at Patreon. So once again, the show's not ending, but make sure y'all subscribe right here at the Sphere. So fellas, let's keep this party rolling.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Walk us into bringing this staffing agency that is surrounded in the healthcare area, correct?
Sure.
Bringing this staffing agency to life. What was that process like? What were those hiccups, those bumps and bruises along the way?
Very good. So it started really on a niche that was developed from the physical therapy company that we had going. We kept getting calls from home health agencies looking for therapists, looking for nurses. And we didn't have that we could provide to them because we had our own outpatient facility.
Good.
Okay. And so then I started getting calls from some of my peers that were wanting jobs. We didn't have any jobs because we were a small mom and pop business. So I went to Stephen, and Stephen was a big business mogul doing his thing in corporate America with all kinds of cash and that kind of thing. And I said, Stephen, we should get together and we should open up a therapy staffing company. We could provide therapists to home health agencies and see their patients in their homes. And I don't know if Stephen had bought in the very beginning. He thought about it for a second. We talked to a couple of friends of ours, and one in particular that convinced us that we need to go ahead and go into business. So we took that leap in 2011, and we have. And you were talking about bumps and bruises and that kind of thing, and how it's not an overnight success. It's 2019. We're finally kind of getting to the point of that pinnacle of success, but it took almost 7-8 years to get to that point. A lot of hard work, a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of just kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't work.
Sure.
And a lot of what we talk about in our book, planning, reassessing that plan, and then repeating. Reassessing, going a different direction, and repeating that planning and reassessing process.
Yeah.
So
well, let's talk about some of those scrapes,
let's
because
peel the onion.
let's peel that back.
Let's
Because we want to know.
Absolutely.
Talk about some of the areas where you all had to make a decision to pivot, where you were working on one thing, and it was like, that's not working. Let me slight detour to still stay on this journey that we're on.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, I'll start with the actual process of how we started the business in the first place, because we were still corporateurs.
Come on, corporateurs.
We all been there,
right. And so, and Sterling, even though he had his own physical therapy clinic, he had to be there to work that. So this was kind of like his side hustle.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I was still a high-level executive at an oil and gas company, and so this was my side hustle as well. So one, we leveraged technology in a way that wasn't being done at that time.
Speak on
So we we were using Google Chat and shared cloud drives, and our first employee was working virtually from home, and we would check in through email and chat, and all of everything was electronic, so we could check in and see what she was doing all times of the day. Respond to emails. If we needed to take a call, we could run out and take a call, but we were running this company as if we were there and we weren't there.
Indeed.
And we did that for as long as we could. And actually, so our first employee was office out of Sterling's physical therapy clinic, because we didn't have an office space.
He already had space.
He already had space.
He has the overhead budget.
That cost.
Absolutely. And then all of a sudden, the business started growing. And it started growing to a point where it was impacting Sterling's ability to run Sterling Physical Therapy and Wellness, and my ability to keep my corporate job going.
gotta keep up
and
with
so it was something, and I remember us having a conversation where it was like, okay, Sterling was kind of saying, hey, I never thought this was going to get this big. I got my own company to run, and this is great, but I don't have time to run it like this. And me being the dreamer, we talk about, so Sterling is the conservative, analytical person. I'm the dreamer, just like, yeah, we're going to make $1 million in 2 days. You know, that's what we do. So I was like, no, man, we're on the verge of something really strong. We got to keep this thing going. So we push as long as we can, and then eventually we have to make that decision. Either we have to get out and go full time in this business and say we're going to dive in and we're ready to take the leap, the jump of faith, and to jump in, or let it go, because we can't continue to have one foot in entrepreneurship and one foot out. And you can talk to every entrepreneur that you can think of,
Listen.
and they will all tell the same story about trying to figure out when it is you're straddling the fence and you're not doing well at either one, and something is starting to crumble until you figure it out. For me, KG, we talked about this,
Yes,
right?
we did.
It was a forced decision for me. I was in corporate America. I had been looked over, stepped on multiple times before, and I just got stepped on. I remember I was on a project. I was getting blamed for something that had nothing to do with me, and I was just fed up. It was just one too many, and I just said, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I know I'm going to have to take a step back and pay. I know I'm going to have to go back and tell my wife and my kids that are used to a certain level of living that we're going to have to scale back a bit. But I remember coming and having that conversation with my wife and saying, give me 2 years. I can always go get a job.
Yeah.
You can always go back to
Exactly.
I
corporate.
can always get a
do
job.
that.
Give me 2 years to push my dream. And she was loving enough and supportive enough to let me do that. And that was the start of the beginning. And you know what happens when we all know this, right? What happens when you don't have any options left and your back is up against the wall?
Listen.
You got to sink or swim. You're going to figure out how to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
That's absolutely it. And another great story about how when we did start to succeed, we made the commitment. We started getting some patients in the door and referrals and that kind of thing. We all want to be busy. We were talking about that earlier. We want to grow.
Yeah.
But all growth is not good growth, right?
That's
because
right.
if you grow too fast,
Come on.
Detriment.
you may not be able to handle it.
The infrastructure's not right.
And the infrastructure is not right. So we learned hard. We hit the ground really, really hard in the very beginning because we started hitting. We were strolling. We were actually running it for a moment, and then all of a sudden we realized that we couldn't handle this growth. And the reason why we realized that is because all of a sudden all that business that was coming in the door stopped coming.
That's right.
Because we weren't able to provide on the promises that we made to those agencies. So then you have to what? You have to look back and see what you did wrong. Outsource if you can. Bring on additional staff so you can handle that growth the next time.
Yeah.
So we were lucky enough to get another opportunity.
Yeah.
But that first time around, it hurt.
And it's supposed to. That's
Yeah.
that's a
It's
life
a
lesson.
life
Life
learning
lesson.
lesson.
Come on.
Life lesson.
Be
And
scalable.
Did you catch all those gems in
Yo.
there though? Like,
Yo.
I'm over here like, whoa, that was a gem. Whoa, oh, that was a gem. Lord, it was a gem. I'll just give you guys a quick little recap. Stephen, my man, talked about he went home and he told his wife and kids, hey, we're going to have to scale back. Are the people under your roof, are they down to support your dreams?
Come
That's
on.
it.
Because if they're not, that's the conversation you need to have. It's not about, can I step away? Can I pivot away? Number 2, innovate. Innovation equals time management. I mean, you use and leverage technology in a way to where
Absolutely.
you couldn't be at 2 places at one time.
That's right.
And then the last gem that I got, which was huge, don't be afraid to pivot. Even if the business is coming in, we can't make it about the dollar. It's got to be about our customer and the experience.
Come on.
Let me get off of my high horse. And you know what else?
What else?
What other experience is good?
What you got?
When people smile
Talk about it.
and your smile is bright,
Mhm.
like everybody around this table.
Hey, ching, ching.
You ching ching. The smile matters. It gives you an extra level of swag. And
It
it
does.
just so happens that this portion of the show is sponsored by our good friends over at Elite Dental Wellness.
Yeah.
At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680. You are in good hands. She is a Delta. And she also happens to be on Docs.
Yo, wait a
So check
minute,
out
kid.
Docs.
Connection.
I mean, I'm just saying, some people want to know.
Let's you are something else.
Am I?
You are something
I
else.
appreciate that.
Now, obviously, we always get caught up in the business. We will work on this thing from the sun up to the sun
yeah,
down,
absolutely.
midnight hours, the candles burning at both ends. But we often forget to pour into self. Talk a little bit about self-care. What are y'all doing for yourselves or for each other to continue to make sure y'all are the best you can be?
Sterling, you always do
So,
a good job.
definitely. I think that it's really important for us to both to focus on mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, right? So we'll start with physical. The most important thing that I do is I get up every morning and I exercise. We have really, really stressful jobs. It requires a lot of time, a lot of hours. You gotta put it out there in the gym and try to let it go. Laughter is so important, and I know that it's a great stress reliever. So what I try to do is laugh a little bit, smile a lot, go to the comedy club every once in a while and get some laughs in. That's really important. And then travel. Stephen and I both love to travel, and we love to spend time with our families, but getting out and getting away for a little bit. So those are ways that I kind of recharge. Of course, meditation, going to church. To kind of feel that spiritual side of things is really, really important. So those are the kind of things that I think are very, very important.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely agree with all of those. That meditation piece, just having some you time by yourself, because we're always so surrounded by so many people. Just taking a moment to go out and just, like you said, even if it's jogging or just taking a walk or going and having a chance to read. If you have to wake up early in the morning, just to have 1 hour to yourself, just helps you recharge. Some of us, I'm an extrovert. Some are more introverted. And if you're an introvert, you just need that me time to re-energize, to recharge. Because sometimes, even if you're an entrepreneur, whether or not you're an introvert or extrovert, you have to be on at all times. So you have to take that time. And then I'll say this. There is something about if you look at across the board at a lot of successful people, entrepreneurs, CEOs, whatever, there is a focus on fitness and health that seems to be now at the forefront. And it's consistent, and there's a reason for that. And so we have to, as Sterling mentioned, taking care of yourself physically and mentally. You can't run this race of entrepreneurship if you're not healthy and physically fit to make it, because it's going to take every bit of you to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we agree that at some point in your life, you realize that you can always make money, but you can never make more time, and you cannot make more of you, your health.
That's
so
right.
that is a singular thing that we've always got to keep at the forefront.
Absolutely.
You can't make any money if you're sick.
Come
If
on.
you're
No.
unhealthy.
Sick and
If
shut
you're
in.
not feeling well.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And I'm just curious, from a recharging and protecting your creative space, you guys are wearing multiple hats every single day. How do you avoid the fogginess, right? How do you make sure that you are sharp and you're clear outside of what you already shared from a clarity standpoint?
From a clarity standpoint.
Yeah.
I think so. One of the things that we really, really like to do is to make a task list every day. Really just kind of write down, okay, these are the most important things that I need to do each day. And these are the most important things that will help to move my business to the next level. So really kind of prioritizing, because you can't do it all. And as a CEO and a business owner, you have to realize that the most important things for me to do are the things that strategically work to build a business. And everything else, like, cleaning up the office and whatever, that stuff you can delegate. So the most important thing is understanding what's most important and then delegating the rest. So you don't get so foggy, you can stay clear and focused on what's most important.
Yeah.
So.
I think the thing about that we have to believe, and I agree with Sterling wholeheartedly, is that the one reason that you go into entrepreneurship, the one reason that you start your own business is to have freedom, right? Whether or not it's financial freedom, freedom of time, freedom to travel, freedom to do the things that you want to do when you want to do them. Now, that also means that as an entrepreneur, you got to put in 12, 14 hours a day. So that may not feel like freedom at all times. But we talked about this today, is that as an entrepreneur, you can make the decision to say, I'm done today.
Yeah.
I've done enough. I need to take a break. It will wait. And here's the thing that's true about anything that happens. Doesn't matter how much you do today, there's still going to be more to do tomorrow.
Yep.
It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be something more to do tomorrow. So if you've done enough, take a break. Spend time with loved ones. Take a chance to just go watch the game, have a drink, whatever your vice is. Do that so you can refocus and be ready for the next day.
I love that.
I love
You gotta
that.
get your break in,
That's the
right?
biggest need.
Work-life balance.
Indeed,
You gotta
and being
balance it.
efficient. The efficiencies of life as a whole. I want to take it back to technology, or pivot a little bit to technology. I would probably say I'm the technologist at the table in comparison to KG, and she's more
Absolutely.
of the strategy person. I'm more of the technology person. What are the not necessarily 5, but give us the apps that you all use day to day to keep this work-life balance, to keep things in proper perspective, tools that you use on your phone or tablet that allow you to really go through and be in that zone.
Yeah. What do you?
So one is Microsoft OneNote.
You use OneNote? I'm
Yes.
a big
Big
OneNote.
proponent of
I've been using
OneNote.
OneNote since 2000. Since they invented
Okay,
OneNote.
early
Yeah.
adopter.
Yeah.
So die hard.
Yes.
It's it has an app that you can put on your phone.
Yep.
You can make those to-do lists. You can put notes in there. You can drop photos. It's a powerful tool, and that really does help to organize my day.
Yeah.
And it works really well. Salesforce. Because we're constantly selling and
those
marketing,
leads.
and Salesforce is a great CRM tool, customer relationship management tool, and you can manage your employees and their marketing and sales tactics right on your phone. So that's really important. Social media, because social media is so important with branding your business and growing your business. I think it's important to make sure you're staying in contact with your customers, and so. We do videos, we do kind of go live at times. We talk about real skills and tactics that are spot on for our customers, and we post those on social media, and it keeps us engaged.
Absolutely.
Gary Vee
I would-
talks a lot about that is a media company in our pocket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's relatively
Absolutely.
inexpensive, so why not utilize it? It's almost free in most
Yeah.
situations.
Two other apps I would drop: Calendly.
Okay.
For your meeting, setting up your meetings electronically, and being able to send out a notification to a potential client and say, choose from these dates, and it'll plug into the calendar, and I love that. And then I just had another one on my mind. Oh, BombBomb. So
BombBomb.
I haven't heard of that one.
So BombBomb.
Let me get my
yeah,
notes.
yeah.
Get ready.
So video email marketing is like the new wave of the future. And so obviously a static email only gets a certain amount of opens and likes. And so what has been found is that if you can send video by email, you get more response. So from a sales perspective, we're trying to go after cold calls, get potential clients to get some business from them. Then having a video is a way to do it. So BombBomb is a way that puts an animated GIF into an email, so it appears as though the video is live when they get it and they open it up. But then they click on that video link and it takes you to an actual video.
Sure.
They have an app that they put on your phone, an app that you can have on your laptop, and you can record a video at any time. The concept is that if you go out and meet somebody for lunch and you just gave them a business card, that as soon as you get back to your car, as soon as you get back to your office, you automatically send them a video. And so it's authentic, it's real, it doesn't feel salesy. It's not this kind of flashy commercial video it's just somebody you just come in and you see in a video, they see your face and you say, it was a pleasure meeting you today. Thank you for sharing their time. I just want to let you know that that business opportunity that we talked about, we really can make that business opportunity happen for you. Be sure to call me when you're ready. And it makes a difference.
I'm impressed right here.
Yeah.
I'm ready to call you right now, Stephen.
Yeah.
What's your number?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bomb.
But the thing about it is that last year I did that, but I didn't do it with an app. I just did it from my phone.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, why did I think of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Because and here's how I got it. So Jonathan Sprinkle shared this on Twice Tip Media. Shout out to Tiffany Williams.
Doing a thing.
Yeah, and so that was one of his things of 2018. I was like, well, this makes sense, but now you can make it even more innovative and easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's clean. They
Bomb.
build a template for you. You can put it's it.
Bomb.
Yeah, it's
It's
amazing.
catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'm here for that.
Here for it.
Yeah, it's on you.
Oh, you here for this?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking
on
about
you.
Bomb Bomb.
I know. I saw you. I was just like
golly, I'm about to. Well, speaking of, because you guys just did an incredible job to market Bomb Bomb. Y'all might want to holler at them for some type of
there
brand
you go.
ambassadorship.
For some
That's
royalties. Give us
Some
something
cool
on.
advertising. But guess what? This segment of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every single time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
There it is. So as we go towards this paradigm of infrastructure, how things got started, obviously where you're at today, what you're providing, talk a little bit about the future. Obviously now we've got a book. I don't know if this was something that was intended, was planned, but now that it is here, let's talk a little bit about that. And of course, where do you see this taking you? Where do you see the business heading in 2025, 2035? What does it look like from a legacy perspective?
That's a really, really good question, Gary. I think that when you start going into entrepreneurship, you're really not sure exactly what's going to happen. You're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Last year, around January, February timeframe, we were actually doing really well. The staffing company was. We were winning a lot of awards. We made the Inc. 500 list, American Business Awards.
Big time.
The Houston Black Chamber of Commerce. We won the Pinnacle
Black
Award
Enterprise
there.
Family Business of the Year.
Black Enterprise Family. I mean, we were killing it. We had all these awards coming left and right. And Forbes actually reached out to us, Forbes magazine, because we are published Forbes authors. And so they really loved our story, probably because we were twins and African Americans and doing some positive things. They thought it was a great story. And so they flew us down to Charlotte, North Carolina. Actually, it was
Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. And we sat down, had what they call a blueprint day, and we told them about our story, and they said, hey, we want to write a book about you guys. So fast forward, we produced a book in October of last year. So now we have a book. And so that was completely not expected. So then from the book, speaking engagements, from the book, a consulting program. So now we have a consulting program that goes with the book.
Nice.
It's Carter Brothers Consulting, and so we're finishing up our online consulting program that'll probably launch in next month. And so if anyone's interested in learning more about doubling their success and learning more about the principles, there's an online tool for you guys. But for the staffing company, we're branching into Baton Rouge, New Orleans, San Antonio, and Austin this first quarter of this year.
Congratulations.
And our goal over the next 5 years is really just to take over Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Florida.
Yeah.
And that's the first step. And then probably in the next 5 to 10 years is take over the entire country.
Absolutely.
From a staffing standpoint.
That's
Absolutely.
an incredible plan.
Yeah.
And is that still living within the healthcare space, or y'all expanding outside of that, or is that
Good
the
question.
niche?
No, we're definitely expanding outside of that. I mean, one of the things that we believe in is diversification, and you know, right now a lot of our business is based upon. So we started off in this home health field, right? And home health is a big business, right? The move from medical care to a more relaxed and comfortable environment. So there's a lot of services being provided at home, right? The downside to that is that most of those services are being reimbursed by Medicare and Medicaid, which means that those programs are at the whim of our political situation,
Sure.
and depending upon what's going on, new regulations happen all the time. So you never know. I mean, we may have a president comes in one day and says cut off all Medicare and all of the all of those programs. So we have to diversify. You have to always stay ready. We talk about preparing for the storm. We talk about all of those things in our book because we have to be one step ahead of what may happen if you want to survive in this in this world, in this business. So we're trying to diversify now. We're looking at different fields, different areas. Acquisitions is a part of our toolkit for this year. We realize that organically you can only grow so quickly, but we want to grow at a faster rate. We also believe that we have a model that we can apply to any business and make that business better and make that business succeed. So we want to go after companies that haven't been able to quite reach their fullest potential, have them show them how to do that, and expand in that way.
Love that.
Leveraging government contracts, one of the big things that we need to try as African American entrepreneurs, we need to do a better job of, one, don't feel bad about saying there are a lot of contracts that are out there for African American business owners. Why not go after them while we can before they're removed? So we're a big part of what we're trying to do in this year and the upcoming years are take advantage of those government contracts, those RFPs, bid for those, and try to take advantage of it. So, there's so much business out there. There's so much money to be made. It's just a matter of getting out there and getting after it.
The grind is real.
The grind is real.
Absolutely.
And this is a beautiful plan. I'm excited for the growth, obviously, for what y'all have already created, but where y'all are headed. I mean, it's inspiring. And the fact that the core principle is to always sow back into those to provide that outlook that they may not have. Because y'all remember that way back in time, it was that rock, that cornerstone that helped you all stay focused, stay sharp, and move forward and not worry about anything else. It's a beautiful story.
And to be able to employ, because when they were speaking, what I was thinking of is employment.
Come
Yes.
on.
They're going to create so
Opportunities.
many opportunities
Sure.
for so many different people
Yes.
across the globe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just throw it out into the universe, across the globe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is about, right?
That's what it's all about.
It's cool to be an entrepreneur and you just want to be in your one little on the same corner and you don't want to expand, but it's really dope if you can employ thousands and thousands and thousands of
absolutely.
people.
Impact.
That's
Come
it.
on.
Take
You better
that.
hashtag
You
it.
better
You
hashtag
better
it.
hashtag it.
But we got one final question for the table. We got one
Okay.
final question that we want to throw out to you all because we hear the growth, we hear where you're headed, and it's beautiful. But let's rewind. Let's take that back into time a little bit.
Okay.
Let's take away the meeting in Charleston, South Carolina, where they removed the Confederate flag, and I could keep going.
I was like,
Because
whoa.
I heard it. That's
Love.
my mind went
Isn't
to
that where the
removing the opportunity with Forbes. We take the book off the table. We take every consult you've had, every bomb you've sent from everybody you've met, right? We remove that all the way back to every section that you've created in OneNote is eradicated, and all the way back to the time where y'all are literally looking at each other saying, hey, do we want to create this staffing agency? Is this something we really want to do? Before that, one person came and had a conversation that really sold into the idea that, hey, this is doable.
Okay.
But we leave you with the memories of everything that you've done, and we slide you some seed money. How would you rebuild the staffing agency? How would you rebuild the opportunities that created the book? This time around, what would you implement knowing what you know now that you didn't implement the first time?
Wow.
That's
That's
great
that's
question.
deep. I don't know. I put it on the spot to take a stab at that.
It was a good clean pivot too. There you go, bro.
So much sharper than I am. Those kind of.
Actually, honestly, I think that failure is what makes us stronger.
Sure.
And what makes us wiser, and what makes us better entrepreneurs and better businessmen. I probably wouldn't change anything. I probably would take the same steps and learn and get hit upside the head a few times. I think everything happens for a reason. And it's and what we've done is and what we did is what brought us to this point. So I can't see doing it a different way. I think I probably would not have had so many fights with Stephen, at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But as far as the actions, the steps, I mean, I think that one of the things that we've always wanted to do, and we haven't gotten to this point, and maybe we could have started that plan earlier, is actually looked into real estate, buying our own building.
Right.
Because now
Right.
now that we've grown to this point, I mean, now we're paying all this money for somebody else's real estate.
There we go.
For their investment, and it could have been our own.
Yeah.
And we've had this vision of having our physical therapy clinic and the staffing clinic, and now we have a hospice company and we have a medical credentialing company. Why not house all of those in the same
whole
same
compound.
building?
Yeah.
But you can't do that when you sign a 10-year lease or a 5-year lease. You're stuck in it. So I think that would be one of the big things I would want to do differently.
Real estate. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
real estate.
Leverage that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think for me, and I agree with Sterling, it's hard to envision doing anything differently.
Sure.
But I know that a lot of entrepreneurs, once you finally go into entrepreneurship, this is one of the first things you kind of see once you have a taste of success is, why didn't I do this earlier? What took me too long? What took me so long? I should have done this a long time ago. And now that we're I'm not gonna say we're old, but we're we got a little season, got a little age on
wisdom
us.
Yeah.
I'm like, and we see some of these younger guys, 28, 29, 30, that are out here just killing it in their own business, they're millionaires before the age of 30. And I remember being at 21 saying I'm going to be a millionaire by 30, but that's not the reality for most people, right? But I mean, it may have been the reality if I had started my own business, right? So I think that would be the only thing that I would change, is trying to figure out how to start this road a lot sooner, because I see now how impactful it could be.
True.
I mean, you could major in entrepreneurship now.
right.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I'm almost certain, like, if that was offered back then,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have like,
Yeah, come on, man.
that fits.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's because of what you've been through. It's
Yeah.
because of the trials and tribulations. It's because of the knowledge that you've garnered over time and the blessings that y'all are bestowing upon individuals that we would like to officially coin you all a startup master.
Hey.
Please let anyone that's tuned in right now, listening to the sounds of our voices, or they're watching this somewhere in iTunes at home on the couch, let them know how they can reach you all, get the book, sign up for any services you offer. Remember the consulting thing, as well as get some positions staffed.
Absolutely.
Very
So our website for consulting is thecarterbrothers.com. On Facebook, it's at the Twin Carters.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what it is on Instagram and all those other things. But staffing, from a staffing perspective, sterlingstaffingsolutions.com is our website to go to for that. You guys just check us out online. Google Sterling Staffing Solutions, Google the Carter Brothers, and our information will pull up. And we're just excited to be out here. We're excited for this opportunity. We appreciate you guys bringing us in, and we just want to make sure that we share a little bit of knowledge, a few gems that makes everyone's track a little bit easier.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Our mission and our vision about this is helping others and making a difference. And the reason why we wrote this book is we wanted to give everyone the nuggets on how to become multimillionaires. And we really think we have the keys to success, and it's in the book. So we definitely want everyone to chime in, jump
Absolutely.
on the website, buy the book, join the movement, join the Double Your Success movement.
And so, Sterling, he mentioned one thing I just want to mention. You wonder why so many people are able to rebuild themselves over and over again when they lose money, they lose all their money, they go bankrupt, the Trumps of the world that have gone bankrupt several times, but they continue to figure out a way how to rebuild themselves. There is a There is a plan. There is a path that once you figure out how to do
Absolutely.
it, you know how to replicate it. And so that's one of the things that we've done in this book is we try to say, here are the ways to build a multi-million-dollar business. And it's not rocket science. It's just repeatable hard work, skills, principles that anybody can do if you find the right business and you work the plan and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Work that plan.
You
Don't let
better
the
work
plan
that.
work
Hey,
you.
Work it.
listen.
Come on.
You better not work.
Alligators.
You better not be working in your business. You better work
On your
that
business.
Work on it.
Speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. KG, where can the good people reach you at?
Good people, you can follow me across all social media platforms. That's my YouTubers, IG, the book, even LinkedIn. The easiest way to follow me is to go to KOGpassion.com. You can click on the links there and it'll take you directly to the page. What about you, G?
And of course, anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. If you have any questions about what we do here on the show, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv. Or if you know any entrepreneurs, let them know to reach out to us. They can hit us on social media at the Sphere TV. Use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters, and we will definitely get back with you all. Double your success.
Come on, you better
Double
double
it.
up.
Sterling
Double it.
Brothers.
Double
We
it.
appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.